Tuesday is officially Testimony Tuesday for your boy. Every Tuesday, I'm going to share a testimony from my life when God showed up and showed out that I believe is going to encourage your faith and help you believe that God is a good God. This Tuesday, the testimony I want to share is from my journey as the Mad Fanatic. If you don't know who the Mad Fanatic is, let me introduce you.
Make some noise! Home team, home crowd, home team, home crowd, home team, home crowd, home team, and we getting loud. Home team.
The Mad Fanatic is the leader of Bronco Gang, the sports rapper, the die-hard Denver Broncos fan. So anyway, the testimony I want to share with you today is how I got this golden ticket to Super Bowl 50. It's a crazy story. First of all, that whole season was magical. I could talk for 30, 40 minutes about all the amazing things God did that season, but I just want to tell you about the Super Bowl ticket. So, after the AFC Championship game in 2015, when my GOAT, Peyton Manning, knocked their GOAT, Tom Brady, out the playoffs, robbed him another trip to the Super Bowl. Third time he beat him in the AFC Championship game. Biggest game you could possibly play against an AFC opponent. The AFC Championship game. Peyton Manning beats him again. I think he's 3-1 against Tom Brady AFC Championship game. So anyway, after my GOAT knocks their GOAT out the playoffs and wins another trip to the Super Bowl, his fourth trip to the Super Bowl, I'm like, yo, I got to figure out how I'm going to go to the Super Bowl. I went to the AFC Championship game when Peyton Manning knocked Tom Brady out. I went to the Steelers game when Peyton Manning sent Big Ben packing, right? I got to go to this Super Bowl when Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos and that crazy defense about to send Cam Newton, MVP Cam, packing again. Shout out to Von Miller and everybody else that showed up and showed out in that game. But anyway, I'm like, I gotta go to this game. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna raise about $6,000-$7,000 to get a nosebleed ticket to this game? I already have a flight, I already have a place to stay, but I don't have a ticket to the game, and I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do it. So I'm like, let me try whatever I can think of. So the first thing I try is, I'm like, you know what? I can take all them diss songs I've been making all season, those weekly game songs I've been making, and put them on a CD, and maybe people will buy them. People wasn't buying CDs. I probably raised like $300. I'm like, all right, I'm a little bit closer, but I'm nowhere near there. So now I'm like, all right, I'm going to design a shirt, a hat, a bandana. I probably raised like another $500, but I'm still nowhere near there. I got like about $800. Now I'm like, you know what? I don't know what else to do. I'm going to try GoFundMe. I tried GoFundMe. I think I raised like $300. So I'm like, dang, I'm not going to be able to go to the Super Bowl. But you know what? I'm going to be in the city. I'll go watch it from a bar. At least I'll be in the atmosphere. I'll still enjoy the Super Bowl city festivities. But then a couple weeks before the Super Bowl, my guy Colton sends me a message on Facebook. He's like, hey, go check your Bronco Gang Messenger on Facebook. Somebody's trying to get in touch with you. I think they're trying to give you a ticket to the Super Bowl. Let me show you this message. OMG, OMG, OMG. I am in tears right now. Andrew, you are going to love this message. I read your GoFundMe page yesterday. You wrote, unless someone just says, hey, I have a ticket you can have. I cannot tell you how I wished I could have just said, dude, here you go. What you do for so many, for yourself, for Broncos fans, and most importantly, so selflessly for people trying to make a better life and better choices for themselves, holds a huge place in my heart. We all have stuff in our past. We all have family with stuff in our past. If not the past, then now. You are someone doing something about it. And for that, I respect and admire you. You probably don't remember us, but my husband Delos, Don Berdal, shout out to him, and my son Brighton, shout out to him, were at one of your Bronco Gang family picnics. I just saw a memory of it come up on Facebook from a post Brighton, who's 14, shared from that day. I remember him being kind of quiet that day, just sort of looking, watching, soaking things in. He joined in on the football game with you and Delos and had such a ball. When our time there ended, from the back of the car, he sat staring, reflecting, and literally said, that was one of the best days of my life. This kid has done it all, seen it all. The Bronco Gang and the Mad Fanatic touched his heart that day. He witnessed something selfless, which he can 100% connect to, the way in which I connect on mission trips that I participate in from time to time. For that, I thank you. Well, a miracle has literally transpired in the last 24 hours. We bought 2 tickets for Brighton and Delos, and they arrived a couple of days ago. I wanted to go as well, but as you know, the tickets are going for thousands of dollars. We really couldn't squeak out another whole bunch of money for my ticket. So I decided to head north, but hang with friends somewhere in San Jose and watch, letting the boys have an extraordinary father-son time inside the bowl. Yesterday, Delos text messaged me. He got 2 more tickets. He is friends with one of the referees where am I? One of the referees who officiates the Super Bowl each year, who lives up in Stockton, where we were for 15 years, and was hanging out with him this weekend up in Northern California. And the guy offered them up at face value. Refs are not allowed to ask for more. I couldn't believe my eyes. Now I could go sit inside and we have one more. Our Steeler fan son, CJ, is not... Turn the page. This is hard to do because my phone is on the charger. But anyway, he's not interested. So we have discussed this and decided that we are going to make your dream come true. It is with great pleasure and much appreciation that I say, hey, I have a ticket you can have. Ha, 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 ha. I am so stoked. You will likely be stuck sitting next to me, but it's a good seat in a good section. Send in a photo right now. Don't even think about saying thank you to us. This is all God orchestrated. This is all God orchestrated. He wanted you to be there to say thanks for doing his work, so he made it happen. All glory and thanks to God. And as for your GoFundMe, or as far as your GoFundMe, please encourage everyone to continue contributing. That way you can party and eat with and wherever you want and buy us a beer. Here comes the photo of our tickets. Woohoo, go Broncos. Oh, and let's discuss the safest and best way to get this to you. Yay. Bruh, my God, be showing out for your boy. That season, I wasn't even sure God was rocking with me. That was the first time I prayed in 4 years. That was the year that I realized that God loves him some me, right? Even when you stray, even when you get off track, even when you're not faithful, he's faithful, man. Shout out to Rosanna Bordahl for being faithful and letting God lead her to bless me in such a way. Shout out to God for showing up and showing out in that way for me. People wonder why I have the faith that I have in God. And just, if you read that chapter in my book, I'm the Mad Fanatic is the chapter. The book is The Love We Get to Give, a Legendary Love Story. You will see God showed up and showed out for me all year that year. My song made it in the stadium. I ended up getting hired by Thursday Night Football to make the intro song all 17 games after nearly giving up on my dream. It was just so crazy. God has been faithful on my journey every step of the way. That's what my book is about. It's about this God who's been faithful to me, even when I wasn't faithful to him, even when I wasn't faithful to my wife, even when my wife wasn't faithful to him or me. God has stayed faithful. And, you know, my testimony is wildly powerful. But the lesson that I learned in all of it is, man, like this love that we get from God, it is the most fulfilling thing in the world. And we get it to give it to others. And I'm so grateful for the times that people have shared God's love with me, like what Rosanna Bordahl did in that moment. And I'm so grateful for every opportunity I get to share that love with others. So shout out to God. I hope this testimony blessed you. I hope it encouraged you at least a little bit. I know I left so much out. You really got to read the story. If you saw how bad it was, how low I got, and then see like, wow, you went to the Super Bowl, you'd really, really appreciate it. But for the sake of time, I wanted to just tell you that part. And I pray it bless you. Stay blessed. Peace.